Wrestling with Wrestle Kingdom 19. Took
Yay,
place
yay.
took place January 4th, 2025 at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. Attendance was 24,107. Low key, that's pretty upsetting considering that that's a 70,000 seat arena. But even at their strongest, at their highest peak, they hit maybe 40,000, 50,000.
True. I mean, they could. I mean, yeah, but keep in mind, it's just changing of the guard. It's a lot of moving parts.
That it definitely is. Um, this is the first time I watched New Japan in a very long time, and it was okay. I didn't necessarily there wasn't anything that really bothered me, but for some reason I kind of felt like the passion was kind of drawn out of the pro wrestling, and I feel like New Japan's main thing with their pro wrestling was the passion that their wrestlers had when they wrestled. And I don't know why, but it just kind of felt like it was being um what's the word? Um Generic. Like they were trying to make it look passionate, but it wasn't actually passionate. You know what I mean?
Well, because the one thing that we really loved about New Japan was the stories and the way that they would call back these stories. And one of the places where they were able to call back these stories were at Wrestle Kingdom. Usually, Wrestle Kingdom, the G1, these are where the stories kind of get made and they kind of got a callback. Things change though, because keep in mind, usually the Money in the Bank, the Japanese version of the Money in the Bank winner would usually cash in at this point, thus telling a story. But Zack Sabre Jr., good old Fitty Fitty said, fuck waiting, we taking this right now, and they took it right now. So, so that was one main part of it, right? You also got the other part of it in which some of it seemed predictable in the sense that, like Tanahashi, right? We knew that this year was his final year. Did we really think he was going to lose to fucking Evil?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the little shit like that. You know what I mean? And those things don't tell a story. The only thing that really, really had a story in this match was, or in that card, was Naito and Hiromu.
Very true.
That's the only thing that you actually had a passionate drawback that went to the old way of New Japan. Everything else is really a moving part of itself. So that's why you got to kind of take this year with a grain of salt.
Well, let's get into it. Four-way Tokyo Terror ladder match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Ichiban Sweet Boys, Robbie Eagles, Kosuke Fujita defeated Kevin Knight and Kushida, Cats 2 over 2, TJP and Francisco Akira, and Clark Connors and Drew Maloney, Bullet Club War Dogs, in 13 minutes and 4 seconds. I felt like this match started out pretty hot. It got the people into it. Pretty good match.
Mm-hmm.
And then the botches started happening.
Yeah,
And then
and
I was like, okay, that was one botch. Okay, I could forgive one botch. Then there was another botch. Then there was another botch. And then, I mean, I think it was Akira at the very end of the match. Fujita put Akira in a hold on top of the ladder, and like literally Akira literally put himself in the move. Like what the like Fuchida did nothing in that moment but put his arm around his head, and it became hard to watch if I'm being honest.
I mean, but that's my point. It's keep in mind, people, this is why when people were like, how come everybody has these house shows? This is why, so they can work out. You don't want to go in cold turkey because this shit like this could happen. Even I, to WWE's credit, they practice that shit all week. I'm thinking New Japan probably, I mean, I'm not going to say that they don't, but it seems more likely that they don't really practice. You know, I mean, I wouldn't say practice, but more like rehearse what's going to go down.
Yeah.
Or they did and it just didn't go as planned. And if it did, then I'll take that back if it's proven otherwise. But in essence, the match, it went, I mean, I forgot who I picked in this one, really. Did I pick Catch 22? I can't even remember who I picked.
I think I went with Ichiban Sweet Boys.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
See? I know you went with them. See? At least I knew that much.
Yeah.
But it went just about the way you put about the way it was supposed to go. Other than the botches, it would have been a good match.
It could have. I mean, again, it started off pretty hot, and then it was just one thing after another, unfortunately.
Botch mania. Botch me. Anyway.
Right, because it is the Tokyo Dome, and we, use more stars than we actually need because it's the Tokyo Dome. I give this 20 stars.
Oh gosh, 20 stars?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Even with all the bot? Oh.
I mean, if you're equivalent it to normal star rating, then it was 2 stars.
I guess. I mean, does that mean I have to double my shit?
Yes,
because I'm just letting you know right now. Belter didn't double his shit. I'm just giving you the real right now. You didn't double that shit for 1 minute. So you want to rethink that one?
Yes, but I mean, we're only doubling our rating because, Dave likes to, extend his ratings because, it's the Tokyo Dome and he's extra horny. I don't know.
He only did that for Kenny Omega and the Bucks. Come on, you can do that for everybody else.
All right, so how many stars you give this one?
3.5. It was good, but the botches just killed it. Just killed it.
Well, you're a lot more generous with that than I thought you were going to be.
Well, I'm not doubling it, so I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
You are no fun.
I mean, because if I double mine, then that means I got to double Meltzer's, and you just don't even want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to do it. Well, you could double it, but guess what Meltzer gave it?
2.
No.
1.5.
Hey, man.
2.5.
4 stars.
4 stars?
I told you.
Okay then. Okay, that's
now do you see how come you just don't? This is why I'm not. I was like, he ain't doubling that shit. He just kept it true.
Alright, Then we have IWGP Women's Championship match. Mayu Iwatani defeated Ism in 8 minutes and 45 seconds. I felt like there was like a bigger story in this match than I could actually appreciate because I don't watch Stardom. And I feel like these girls did really put their heart and soul into the match. But I mean, there's only so much you could do in roughly 9 minutes. So, I didn't think it was necessarily a bad match, but I don't think I necessarily appreciated it as much as I could have if I actually knew what was
Because
going
it
on.
felt so action packed in a little bit of time, and it didn't. It felt like that they were just beating the hell out of each other more so than telling a story.
Right.
There
Well, I
we
mean,
go. See, I kind
there was a story. I mean, Ism Azam wants to be the new Mayu, and they did convey that on commentary, but still, it was still. I felt the passion, but I feel like if I would have maybe saw the lead up, I would have maybe liked the match a little bit more.
I mean, true. But then again, I mean, keep in mind, but IWGP Women's Championship is roughly 2, 3 years old.
Around that, yeah.
So I mean, they're just getting it started. It's not like you can put this match as like their what's that word, breakthrough point for their division, right? Especially at the Genesis. So I mean, Iwatani won. I can't remember. I think I picked Asm, but Asm gave it a good health, and I'm pretty sure they're going to run that back. And it's going to be interesting how they do it now, because it's like they have a women's division, but they have to kind of stack it.
Right. And I mean, it's not like these
It's,
girls are on every New Japan show as well.
that is the hard part. That is true, and that's the hard part. So you got to stack it, and it ain't helping that Shawn Michaels is personally hoarding all of the.
Yes.
He is personally. I don't know what he's doing. It's a personal vendetta to hoard the women's division. But yeah, it did what it was supposed to do. They performed masterfully, given the time that they got. I wish they had got more time than some of these matches, but that's a whole another issue.
Um, I give this 3 stars. It was definitely better than the other match, the ladder match, I'd say.
I mean, I'm gonna give. I gave what? I gave 3.5. I give them a 4 just because of the fact that they didn't botch this shit all the time.
So basically, because it was better than the other one, you're giving it 4.
It was one up just from that. I'm just saying.
Alright, and Meltzer probably gave this 4.5.
Ooh, close.
4.25.
Even still close.
4?
4. That's what I'm saying. He gave this match a 4 right after giving that botch fest a 4. I'm just telling
That,
you.
yeah, that makes absolutely no sense.
Do you see my point now? How do you see where I'm going with this? Anyway.
Alright, we got a 4-way match for the NJPW World Television Championship. El Phantasmo with Jado defeated Ren Narita, Jeff Corn on a Cob, and Ryohei Iwa with Hartley Jackson in 10 minutes and 1 second. Not a bad match. I literally saw Jeff Cobb do. I believe it was Jeff Cobb doing Tour of the Islands on one of these guys. I looked down for a second, and then El Phantasmo was the champion, and I was like, what the fuck just happened here?
Oh, yeah, it literally went just like that. I mean, but, El Phantasmo at this point is Juice Robinson, except he won the title at New Japan. But yeah, he's basically Juice Robinson. He's the face version of Juice Robinson, except he's the champ at the biggest event of the year. So I mean, but El Phantasmo, the right guy, won. The crowd was into him. So I mean, and considering what's happening, a lot of these gaijins got to get in where they fit in, and a lot of it was going to be the undercard. But El Phantasmo, right person won, got the belt.
I agree.
I think the unpredictability of it was the best part, because every person you felt like every person could have won, and you would have been like, okay.
Right. But I mean,
So
that kind of goes with this title as well.
I mean, except when 50-50 had it.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, I mean.
When 50-50 had it, you knew he was for a hot little minute. I'll let you win, but we get to skip that.
Yeah. But we'll get there.
So, shit. All right.
I give this 3.
We're in agreement. 3.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. He gave it a 4.
Close.
4 1/4.
No, lower.
3 1/2.
3 3/4. The .75 is undefeated.
You're killing me, Dave. Lumberjack death match. Did not get this death match part of this match. If had Tanahashi lost, he would have retired immediately. Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Evil in 15 minutes and 7 seconds. Like I said, it wasn't not a bad match, but like there was like zero passion in it. It was just kind of, we need Tanahashi on the card. Evil's available. He takes L's easily. Let's make this match a thing. You know what I mean? And the finish came out of nowhere as well. It was kind of low key, a little lazy booking, if I'm being honest. The finish.
Well, me personally, I was under the impression I knew good and damn well who was going to win this match, and it was just a matter of how you were going to get there.
Right.
So to me, the match lost its luster because there was no suspense. That even though in the match it may have seemed like he could have won, you knew good and damn well he wasn't going to win.
Yeah, I mean, we knew what was going to happen. It was to get Tanahashi on the card.
That's my point. Like, it was like, oh, look at Tanahashi on the card. Tanahashi deserves a payday too. That's what they said.
I mean, he's the guy giving the paydays at this point. So
that's my point. Like, yeah. One man rock over it.
I give this 2.5.
You better than me.
How much you give it?
2, because that's about as good as it's a predictable match. I like matches. I prefer my matches where I don't know who's gonna win.
Very true. Dave probably gave this a 4, right?
Dave, lower.
3 7/5.
Oh gosh, you're overthinking that 7.5. No.
3.5.
3.5. There
Okay.
we go. See? Back on track. Look at you.
Winner takes all match for the Never Openweight Championship and AEW International Championship. Colt Kutska takes Shida, defeated Shingo Takagi in 12 minutes and 46 seconds. Um, Honestly, just felt like a match with no passion. Like, again, they were trying to fabricate, what a New Japan match should be, rather than actually having it. And I just don't know why they just don't have that strong style fighting spirit that, New Japan is best known for. You know what I mean?
Well,
This is
what did
this
I
it
tell
just
you?
didn't hit for me.
Well, because you knew one person was going to win, and it was Takeshita. He did not go through all that hell in AEW and then fly his ass all the way over there just to take a loss.
Very true.
He he defended that. I could have told you he was going to win just on the fact that he defended the AEW title more times than he did in the last month. Like, holy shit. So I was like, oh yeah, he's about to whoop that ass at this one. And I feel bad for Takagi because this guy was at one point the champion.
That he was.
He was the guy. And it's just, I don't know what they're doing with him. It's just weird. But Take a Shit is on the right. His trajectory at this point is way better than Takagi's.
Right.
You could thank Daniel Bryan for that.
Because no, Brian didn't bring, Take a Shit in. Kenny brought him
No,
in.
they had a match. The match that he had
Oh, okay.
with Daniel Bryan. Because people probably wouldn't know who they was.
I mean, maybe, but I think, Take a Shit didn't really rise to prominence until he started beating up Kenny Omega. But that's just my, opinion.
Okay, I give you that.
Um, I give it 3.
Same 3, but your boy Meltzer,
4.5.
4.5 on the money. Look at you. Told you once you get rid of that New Japan Tokyo Dome shit, I told you he only gave double stars for the Bucks and Omega. Everybody else was getting that same raggedy ass.
Oh yeah. Alright.
So yeah,
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. El Desperado defeated Dookie in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. I can't really call this a match. I mean, Dookie came out like a freshly polished turd. He had it all going on. This was obviously, his moment to shine. And unfortunately, 5 minutes into the match, he got injured. I believe it was a separated shoulder. Anybody could correct me if I'm wrong on that. He could not continue. The referee made the decision to stop the match.
Stop the match.
And I'm just super, just disappointed for both guys. Because, Desperado has been seeking that Tokyo Dome moment for quite some time. He thought he was going to get it with Hiromu, which he certainly should have. But the match just was under considering what their other matches were. And, I mean, when are we ever going to see Dookie in this position ever again? So, this was his moment to shine as well. And, it's just unfortunate that it ended the way that it did.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I think they'll run it back once he gets better. New Japan, we'll see how long they say the injury is. And usually we were thinking, a dislocated shoulder? Those are usually like 30 days. So, I mean, depending. But New Japan sometimes be quick as shit to take a title off somebody. So, sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'll take a goddamn title off you like, sure. So, I mean, it's just weird. He won by decision, but the question is, did he lose the championship?
I mean, yeah, Desperado's the champion now.
Okay, so there we go.
Yeah.
So Desperado's the champion. So now they'll probably get to run it back in the summer, give or take. Or maybe Dookie wins the Super Juniors and get his chance of redemption. So I see it coming that way.
Yes, we'll definitely, hopefully Dookie gets his moment. I don't think we should rate this match because it technically wasn't a match.
I am in agreement. I was gonna say NA.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop your boy from rating this.
Really? What an asshole!
Really? He didn't stop your boy.
I really hate
Hey,
it if
man,
I'm
just
wrong
keep
on
the
this.
bu-
He gave this a 4 stars, didn't he?
What'd you say?
He gave this 4 stars, didn't he?
No.
2.5?
Lower.
1.25.
2 stars.
Okay.
Which, to me, I mean, I would have been NA or IC, incomplete. At best,
Yeah.
at worst, incomplete. Like,
Like,
but,
you already separated your shoulder, and then this asshole from California is kicking you in the balls as well with a 2-star match. Like, bitch, it didn't even start. Like
yeah.
5 minutes is like the intro of a New Japan match. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Like that's the opening number. is the first 5 minutes. So they didn't even get started.
And the fact that he's done that move probably 30,000 times.
It's always the shit
And it's
that
just
that you do that repeatedly.
it is the routine shit gets you. I don't know what it is, but it sucks.
Alright, we got the IWGP Gaijin Championship, heavyweight
Yep,
championship.
the Gaijin Championship. Yep, he called it.
Yeah, we got Yota Tsuji defeated David Finlay in 19 minutes and 35 seconds. Just seeing Yota Tsuji come out, I mean, he's a fucking star. Sota Uno, like, Renarita, move out of the way. Your next New Japan star is Yota Tsuji, and I think everybody kind of already knows that, but nobody is willing to pull the trigger on, the very obvious thing that they should do, but aren't.
Well, it's called delaying until the inevitable. Because that's what I kept telling you. I mean, he's only 31, so he's got a little time. I mean, even though Okada was killing niggas at 30, like Okada was Okada at 30.
That's what I mean. Okada was maybe like 26, 27 when he had his 3-year run. So, I mean...
I think he was probably younger than that. I mean, he's had at least a good... Me personally, I think from 2016, an 8-year run?
Yeah, I mean, maybe longer than that. I mean,
I think he was the guy for...
I mean, he started at 24, if I'm not mistaken.
That guy was the man. I mean, he's 37 now.
He's 37 now, wow.
Yeah, so my thing is when he was there. Shit, wrestling there, the matches in New Japan Strong Style, I'll be wrestling at 42. Fuck all that. like, shit.
Point
Um,
point taken.
so I think, I mean, Okada, well, let me see. Yeah, 2016? No, 2016. I say 2016 to 2023. So a 7-year run. So yeah, from 30 to 37, roughly. Yeah. Right when he hit 30.
But what did you think about this match?
Great. It was good storytelling. The right guy won. Um, I knew Finlay, even though he had the belt, I just didn't take him as seriously. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Especially like if he's supposed to, because keep in mind, at one point, this guy, I mean, I can't have to even think about it. Is he still the guy for Bullet Club? So, we never took him seriously ever since then. So I'm like, I can't, you know what I mean?
right.
It's, so that's where I'm kind of torn on him. It's like, and I mean, there's no fault of his own, but I mean, 5 feet 11, roughly 5 feet 11, and he really, I mean, cutthroat. I need him to be a little bit more cutthroat.
I
I
mean,
still remember him as Thin Juice. I don't.
Unfortunately, the only reason he's in the position that he's in is because nobody else was available. Juice Robinson left. Jay White left. Kenny Omega left. Um, fucking Michael Elgin left. Who else was I'm forgetting? That was a Gaijin. Um, he
Anderson and Gallows.
Anderson and Gallows, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, Hikaleo. Um, I mean, El Fantasmo is, technically a face at this point, but he should have been the leader of Bullet Club, if I'm being honest. But that's a whole other conversation for another time.
I mean, they ain't really got nobody. I mean, Sonata just got there, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's the leader, and this is the crew he has. Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, Jake Lee, Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd might be some.
We'll talk
Gato,
about Gabe Kidd in a couple minutes, but yeah.
Gabe Kidd, Gato, Alex Coughlin, and Sonata just got there after he literally disbanded a group to join a group. This motherfucker joined 3 different groups in 3 years. I don't know what the hell they doing with him, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But,
Yeah.
but back to Finlay, it's just maybe, I mean, he's cutthroat, but maybe I think he just needs to be a tad bit more cutthroat to me. I don't know. It's kind of like how can I put it? Ethan Page, right? Ethan Page looks like a dude that you could beat up, but he also looks like a guy that will do what he did to Javion White. Like, he could do that with a smile on his face and
Right.
have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That part, right? Like that switch. And it's like, I don't see the switch with him. And that's it. Other than that, he's okay. I just don't see the switch.
Well, actually, I should start with my stars. I give it 3 stars.
I mean, I'm a lot more generous, 3.5, because the right guy won, and it was his crowning moment. Because this was his mania moment, and he's about to. I think he's going to have a nice reign. I personally think, and this seems like reverse psychology, they want that belt now to be more important than the belt 50-50 guy. But that's a whole.
Ooh, that might be something.
That might be some shit going down, because I told you if he won, the other one was not going to win.
That's right. Meltzer gave this 4 stars.
Meltzer gave it more than 4 stars.
4.5.
4.5.
All right. that brings us. I kind of feel like this was the main event, and everybody kind of knew it. Tetsuya
It
Naito.
was.
Tets-
It was. It was the sentimental main event.
Tetsuya Naito defeated Hiromu Takahashi in 17 minutes and 4 seconds. Um, I mean, Hiromu came out in like a what's the purple dinosaur's name?
Barney?
Barney the dinosaur outfit, like um, and that kind of took things a little out of took me out of it a little bit. But you know, Hiromu,
Really?
um,
That's his style.
but then I mean, seeing Naito in that outfit and literally the snake mask, like you knew Sid was about to get down. Like he dresses to impress, and
No, no, no. He dresses based on how he thinks the match is gonna go.
yeah,
If he came out with t-shirts and just some shorts, you knew the result was gonna.
yeah.
Like, tell me I'm lying.
And the match was definitely melancholy, if I'm being honest, watching it. Going from, Hiromu denying the fist pump to, you know, move, every move that they did, it kind of got a little repetitive. Maybe not as, athletic as it could be, but I mean, Naito is like literally, legitimately legally blind at this point. So I mean, he did what he could, and he did what he could actually pretty well. You know, I didn't see too many botches. Um, so I mean, all in all, it was. I would say it was a success. And then you got that really heartfelt moment at the end. It low key felt like a retirement match, but they wrestled the next night, so I don't fucking know.
I, to me, I would have thought, am I the only one that thought Hiromu should have won?
Yes, but again, if Naito was leaving, but it doesn't seem like Naito's leaving.
So then what would be the purpose? Because to remember, we were talking about thinking that this was going to be,
A retirement match.
even if he, not even a retirement match, more of a passing of the torch, right?
Yeah,
Like you're the leader of the group, or you were slated to be the leader of the group now. If this makes sense, right?
right.
Um,
But low key, I feel like in order to be that guy, it has to be like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair at 24. You know, Hiromu has to pull the trigger on Naito. And as much as I love Hiromu, I think he loves Naito too much to pull that trigger. That's why. Now, hear me out. This is just how I'm feeling. Yoda Tsuchi pulls the trigger on Naito. He beats Naito. He retires Naito. He takes over LIJ. Obviously, he's going to get nuclear heat because he retired one of the greatest, the most popular wrestlers in New Japan. And then you have Hiromu chase Tsuchi. What are your
but
thoughts?
then that means LIJ would break up, and that's or either Hiromu leaves LIJ or LIJ breaks up.
Well, I mean, without Naito, is LIJ really LIJ? I mean, Evil left a couple years ago, and it really wasn't the same. Then Sonata left, and there was definitely a huge gap. And then, I mean, Titan came in, and like, who the fuck cares about Titan? You know what I mean?
True.
Like, so, I mean, this isn't your mama's LIJ. You know, this isn't
But I can
2015.
make the argument that if Naito, it's kind of like Lij was in sync, right? If Naito's Timberlake, then goddamn it, Hiromu is Chaz.
I feel like
He's
Hiromu would
he's
have to
number
be
two.
Joey Fatone.
No,
I mean, at least
no.
we actually still remember who Joey Fatone is. Like, who the
I
fuck is
know who
Chaz?
Jack, but top two talent wise, it was him and Chaz and Timberlake.
If that was the case, we'd still be talking about that guy.
But Hiromu, to me, Lij is Hiromu and and Naito, and it shows because, well, spoiler alert, everyone, they're going to be fighting the Bucks for the tag titles. So that tells me, like, they are Lij. So
I mean, what's left
it
of
would
it?
make sense. It would make sense. Now I could see Naito bestowing Lij to Takahashi, and Suji gets pissed and, feeling like he should be the guy. And it kind of goes downhill from there, or the other way around. But I don't think Hiromu is the most loved person is Naito. The second most is Hiromu.
Yeah.
So it would make sense, you know what I'm saying, for Hiromu to go heel. I mean, it can. I'm not saying that it's out of the realm, but it wouldn't make sense.
Well, I'm not saying. When I said pull the trigger on Naito, I didn't mean it in a heel sense. You know, make Hiromu heel by, retiring, Naito. I'm just saying that he doesn't have the heart to do it because he loves Naito so much. People would
But he had
absolutely.
the heart to get in the ring with him?
I
If
mean,
you got the heart to fuck him up in the ring, you got the heart to pull the trigger. Come on.
what? So, but I mean, people would accept if Hiromu was the guy to retire Naito. But for Yonosuke just to come in and retire him with no, ifs, ands, or buts, because that's what Naito wants. He wants somebody to take Lij from him. He doesn't want to give it to somebody. That's always been his intention. You know what I mean?
You're expecting him to do the Brock Lesnar parties over Grandpa? Or is
Oh,
that what we're waiting on?
Brock Lesnar over who?
You remember when Brock Lesnar went in on Hulk Hogan and was like parties over Grandpa?
Yeah, yes,
Is that what we're waiting on? Like,
pretty much, yeah.
and don't expect that to happen because I don't think New Japan would let that happen.
We saw. You know what? For the Naito aspect, I might be tuning into New Japan a little bit more frequently than I have in the past. Um,
Well, depending if he walks in with the right gear. There you go.
yeah.
If you know he's in a t-shirt, you know damn well he ain't giving two shits about it.
And this match 4, the story was there, the matchability was there, the emotions was there. So it did check those boxes. So 4. What say you?
I mean, I said the same thing. I really thought I really thought Hiromu should have won. I, but I'm not gonna. I kind of want to go 3.5 because Hiromu did win. But that would be me looking at it not objectively. So a 4.
That brings us to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Zack Sabre Jr.
Wait a minute, Meltzer.
Yes. Ooh, 4.5.
I wish he was that generous.
4.
Once again, I wish he was that generous.
Oh wow. 3.5.
Once again, I wish he was that
Ooh.
generous. He gave it a 3.
Okay then. You know, I sort of maybe saw that coming because when it comes to story and emotions, Dave isn't into that shit. So that makes sense
He's
to
in
me.
the flippy. He's in the flippy shit.
Nobody fucking flipped, motherfucker. Fucking flip more, and
I
then I'll
mean,
give you more stars. I don't know why he's Jim Cornette, but
yeah.
yeah. um, like I said, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Shota Umino in 43 minutes and 44 seconds. Um, so first and foremost, you were right. I did not think that they were giving Zack Sabre Jr. the W in this match. That definitely shocked me.
Oh.
But, but, but if you saw the reaction, Soto got when he came in, like you kind of low key expected it to a degree. But even
Mm-hmm.
not even expecting it, you would still expect them to go with the, you know, the Nihongo boy rather than, the Gaishin. I mean, fucking Kenny Omega didn't win the New Japan, the Tokyo Dome main event for Wrestle Kingdom. Who was expecting Zack Sabre Jr. to win? And
I did.
except Kaliko,
I did.
I think Zach was
I
just
did.
I think Zach was just lucky for circumstances because like the crowd really didn't accept Soda. Um, that being said, it wasn't a bad match. I wouldn't say Tokyo Dome main event quality match, but you know they did what they were able to. They did what they did well, and um, yeah, maybe a little bit too long, but that's only my opinion.
Didn't I tell you? I I called this. I was like, "There's no fucking way that if because the problem is if you knew if Umino was gonna win and Zack Sabre, if Umino was gonna win and Tsuji was gonna win, it kind of gives a sour taste for other people to come overseas because of the simple fact that there's a certain feeling that needed to go past, right?
Yeah.
Now you're right. Zack Sabre Jr. did something that Kenny Omega couldn't do, Brock Lesnar couldn't do,
No, Brock did it.
Kurt Angle. Oh, Brock did it. Brock did it.
He's fucking Brock Lesnar. You don't expect him to win the Tokyo Dome main event.
I mean, I'm just telling you, bro. Like he did something that a very few could do, but because it shows that they can treat wrestlers that are not of that culture in a high regard. Now, here's excuse me. Oh, I'm choking.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Okay?
I told you. I made no glitching. I may be choking, but no glitching. Anyway.
I told you, something always goes wrong.
Shitty old bit because I'm so happy that this happened. Anyway.
You were happy, you were right that you told me Zach was gonna win, and he did.
Hey, but here's the thing. Kenny is a person who is of the culture. Does Kenny Omega look like a person that would rock the culture?
For a W, fuck yeah. He wanted to be the
No,
guy.
he will.
He wanted to be the
No, he
first
will
guy
not.
to win the main event.
He would not.
So
He was the first Gaijin to win the G1.
yeah, I mean AJ Styles didn't win the main event. He wasn't even in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom.
But Zack Sabre Jr., it takes a person with a certain moxie to pull that shit. And who better than 50-50 his damn self? Because he'll look at you and go, I'll drop this belt, but it ain't gonna be here. And it ain't gonna be now.
And I think,
And New Japan set it up straight because him cashing it in early gave you the impression that he was going to lose.
yes. And may have been ready to lose it at Wrestle Kingdom. But like I said, the lead into I'd really like to see the lead into Wrestle Kingdom because obviously again this was the first time I watched New Japan in quite some time. The crowd was just not behind Soda, and if they gave him that belt and the crowd wasn't into it, they were going to have serious problems on their hands. So, that might have been a late game, decision that they made for him to drop it because the crowd reaction was going to turn him low key heel.
I mean, Shota looks like he's Tanahashi wannabe.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. He doesn't have his own identity. For better or for worse, Zack Sabre Jr. is Zack Sabre Jr. And he's going to be 50-50.
Yes.
Through and through. What? I mean, plus they did an article on Zack Sabre Jr. and how important it was for him to win it. Now, I want to say that was ESPN. I want to say.
He was in one of the major magazines in Japan as well. I don't want. It was either Time or Vogue Japan. Like it was not like a small publication.
Yeah, and my thing is that he kind of, for better or for worse, I will say he at least earned the bitch.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. Zach has consistently been there. He put the time and effort into New Japan. He put New Japan over other companies as well. So I mean, he dedicated himself to the brand. So I do give him that, and it's now obviously paying off. Where the other guys that did it didn't necessarily.
And he's, I mean, he's a game changer with that. But it also takes his reign seriously. Because as much as we loved Omega's reign, or Omega, we were more happy Omega winning it than actually him having the reign.
Right.
Zack Sabre Jr.'s reign, you can make the argument now with this has stamped him probably a better reign than Omega.
100%. I mean, number one Gaijin in all of New Japan. Over Kenny Omega, over Ospreay, over Jay White. He did what none of the other ones could do, and that was win the main event of Tokyo Dome.
No, not only win Tokyo Dome, win the G1, cash it in early, and walk into the G1 as champion, and walk into Wrestle Kingdom as champion, and walk out as champion.
Yeah.
Says a lot.
That it does. How many stars you give this?
It'd be one thing if he was the challenger, and that's another thing. If he was the challenger and he just won it, it would look like the usual, successful cash-in.
Yeah. No, I completely get that.
but for him to do it early, have the title, be that guy going in, be that guy going out,
It's a flex.
he might have this belt for a minute.
That won't necessarily suck. I mean, obviously, the numbers aren't necessarily in his favor right now. Like I said, 25. What did I say? Maybe that will change. I mean, they're hoping for an upswing, but we are very much in a
Somebody that they need to hate in order for him.
behind him.
I think
Kaliko?
maybe. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So just for reference, last year January 4, 2024, 27,422 compared to what did I say? 2,200? 22,000?
24.
24,000.
24.
24,000. So, I mean, that's a considerable number, but, also Naito was in the main event, so I digress.
Right. And look at the fact that at that time, I think New Japan, did they go back? Because this is I'm giving it away here, but this is the first time that they did a night one where Wrestle Kingdom is its own thing and night two is its own separate thing.
Oh no, there was no night two that time around. There was only one night.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So this night two is like a whole all-star game of wrestling type deal.
That it is. How many stars do you give this one?
I mean, 5 because I was right.
Wow. Okay then.
No. I am not that vain. It was a good match. The right guy won. It's a solid 4.
I give it 4 as well. Great. The show as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
It's a middle show because you had some matches that kind of came out of nowhere, and then you had some matches that really wowed you. Me personally, the match of the night for me was probably Naito and Hiromu because that's what I was more emotionally invested in.
I mean, it's literally the only reason I watched it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it a buck.
I give it thumbs in the middle as well. You know, they're in obviously a transitional period, and they got some guys, they got some prospects, but nothing is cemented as this is New Japan right now. So, we got Tsuchi, we got Soda. We'll kind of see where things go from there. I don't think we could put Ren Narita in the conversation right now. But again, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Sonata will be a Light J again by then.
Who knows at this point? That boy switched his name tag affiliation more times than I've ever seen in my life.
No, wait. He's going to be a part of the LWO.
Hell, he might bring back Suzuki Gun. Shit. At this, like, shit. Hey.
um, that will conclude our coverage of New Japan Wrestle Kingdom.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.